Imagine a small island where night markets come alive with sizzling street food and bubble tea, while just down the road, high-tech factories build the microchips that power your smartphone. It's a place where ancient Chinese temples sit next to modern skyscrapers, and where traditions run deeper than in China itself. Welcome to Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, one of the world's most fascinating yet misunderstood places. With just 23 million people packed into an area smaller than Switzerland, Taiwan has pulled off an economic miracle. It's a thriving democracy in a region where that's rare, a tech giant fueling the global economy, and a cultural gem the world knows little about. But why is this small island so important? And how did it become a central piece in the world's geopolitical puzzle? Stick with us as we dive into the real Taiwan, beyond the headlines and politics, and uncover the story of a nation that might just surprise you. Let's begin by looking at how Taiwan's unique history shaped one of the most successful societies on Earth. Number 1. The island that lives in political limbo. Taiwan is unlike any place on Earth. It's a small island, just 394 kilometers long and 144 kilometers wide, sitting about 180 kilometers off the coast of mainland China. Though it covers only around 36,000 square kilometers, smaller than the Netherlands, it's home to over 23 million people, making it one of the most densely populated places in the world. Most people in Taiwan speak Mandarin Chinese, but you'll also hear Taiwanese, Hakka, and other local dialects. While Taiwan functions like an independent country, with its own government, military, currency, and passport, most of the world doesn't officially recognize it, mainly due to pressure from China. Taiwan has no land borders. It's surrounded by water, the Taiwan Strait to the west, the East China Sea to the north, the Philippine Sea to the east, and the South China Sea to the south. This isolation has been a double-edged sword. It has protected the island, but also left it vulnerable and politically isolated. Unlike its resource-rich neighbors, Taiwan doesn't have large oil fields or major mineral reserves. But what it lacks in natural resources, it makes up for in people and innovation. Forced to adapt, Taiwan built one of the world's most advanced, knowledge-based economies. It's now a global tech hub, especially known for producing the semiconductors that power our devices. Taiwan's location also makes it strategically vital. Sitting in the middle of key shipping routes, whoever controls Taiwan could influence trade flows worth trillions of dollars. This is one of the main reasons why Taiwan remains at the heart of rising tensions, and why its fate could shape the future of global politics. Number 2. From poverty to prosperity in one generation. In just one generation, Taiwan went from poverty to prosperity, one of the most impressive economic transformations the world has ever seen. Back in the 1960s, Taiwan's income levels were similar to some of the poorest parts of Africa. Today, the average Taiwanese citizen enjoys a higher standard of living than many Europeans, with a per capita GDP of over $33,000. But this success wasn't luck. Starting in the 1960s, Taiwan's leaders made smart moves. They focused on export-driven manufacturing, invested heavily in education, and pushed for innovation. The government created special zones for foreign investment and slowly shifted the economy from low-wage factory work to high-tech industries. The result? Taiwan's economy grew at an average of over 8% a year for 30 years, a pace matched by only a few countries in history. This period is now known as the Taiwan Miracle. What began as an agricultural society evolved into a global tech powerhouse. Today, Taiwan produces more than 60% of the world's semiconductors, and over 90% of the most advanced chips. Tech giants like TSMC are so vital that their factories are considered the beating heart of modern technology. But this miracle came with a price. Workers endured long hours and harsh conditions. The environment took a hit. And global competition created constant pressure. Still, the people of Taiwan pushed forward, making huge sacrifices to create a brighter future, not just for themselves, but for the world. Number 3. The world's most dangerous democracy. Taiwan's journey to democracy is one of the most powerful political transformations in modern history. From 1949 to 1987, for 38 long years, the island was under martial law, ruled by the Kuomintang, KMT, after they fled mainland China following their civil war defeat to the communists. This dark period, known as the White Terror, saw thousands imprisoned, tortured, or executed simply for speaking out. Taiwanese languages were discouraged, political parties were banned, and people lived in fear under tight military control. But in the 1980s, something incredible happened. Change began, peacefully. Under President Chiang Ching-kuo, the son of former dictator Chiang Kai-shek, Taiwan started to open up. Martial law ended in 1987. Opposition parties were legalized, freedom of the press returned, and civil liberties began to grow. In 1996, Taiwan held its first direct presidential election, a historic moment, making it the first Chinese-speaking democracy in history. Today, Taiwan is one of the freest and most vibrant democracies in Asia, with strong institutions and active citizen participation. Yet this freedom exists under constant threat. China still sees Taiwan as a breakaway province and hasn't ruled out using force. Despite this, Taiwan's 23 million people continue to vote, bravely defending democracy in the face of danger. Number 4, the technology island that powers the world. You may not realize it, but Taiwan is quietly powering the technology you use every day. Walk into any electronics store in the world, and you're surrounded by products that likely owe their existence to this tiny island, from the smartphone in your hand to the laptop on your desk. Taiwan produces over 60% of the world's semiconductors and an incredible 90% of the most advanced computer chips. Tech giant TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, builds processors for Apple, AMD, and nearly every major tech brand. But the island's influence doesn't stop there. Taiwan also makes more than 70% of the world's LCD panels and dominates the production of motherboards, graphics cards, and countless electronic components. This tech empire didn't appear overnight. Taiwan invested heavily in science and engineering education, producing one of the most skilled workforces on the planet. Global companies compete to tap into this talent. But with global power comes global pressure. China is blocked from accessing much of Taiwan's tech, and the island walks a fine line, maintaining its lead while avoiding isolation. Taiwan's semiconductor industry has become so essential that even a minor disruption could ripple through the global economy, causing chaos in everything from cars to phones. Number 5, cultural preservation in a modern world. In a fast-changing world, Taiwan has pulled off something truly extraordinary. It has preserved the heart of traditional Chinese culture while embracing modern life and democracy. Ironically, many cultural practices that have faded in mainland China still thrive in Taiwan. Here, the traditional Chinese writing system, with its beautifully complex characters, is still used every day, unlike the simplified version adopted in China. Taiwan continues to celebrate festivals like Lunar New Year, the Mid-Autumn Festival, and the Dragon Boat Festival with a level of authenticity that feels like stepping back in time. Ancient temples, like the Longshan Temple in Taipei, are still filled with incense, prayers, and rituals passed down through generations. But Taiwan's culture isn't just about the past. It's a unique blend, mixing Chinese heritage with Japanese influences from the colonial era, indigenous island traditions, and the energy of modern life. The result is something entirely Taiwanese. Night markets are a perfect example of this blend. They're lively spaces where traditional food meets tech-driven convenience, where bubble tea, born in Taiwan, symbolizes the island's gift for turning tradition into something new. Thanks to generations of immigrants from across China, Taiwan has also become a living museum of Chinese regional cultures, preserving customs and languages that might have vanished elsewhere. Number 6, the indigenous heritage hidden in plain sight. Beneath Taiwan's modern cities and high-tech lifestyle lies a rich and often overlooked story, the story of its indigenous people. Long before Chinese settlers arrived, Taiwan was home to vibrant indigenous cultures with their own languages, beliefs, and traditions. Today, 16 officially recognized indigenous groups still live across the island, especially in the mountains and along the east coast. Their presence is everywhere, even if most people don't notice it. From place names to local foods, music, and traditional crafts, indigenous culture is woven into everyday life. Many tribal communities still hold ceremonies, sing ancient songs, and pass down myths that have survived for thousands of years. Yet, for decades, these groups were pushed aside, their languages nearly lost, and their stories ignored. Now, there's a growing movement to reclaim and protect this heritage. Schools are teaching indigenous languages again. Artists are blending traditional styles with modern expression. And younger generations are proudly embracing their roots. Taiwan's indigenous culture isn't gone, it's been here all along, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be seen, heard, and honored for the treasure it truly is. Number 7. Healthcare that amazed the world. Taiwan may be small, but its healthcare system has stunned the world. In 1995, the country launched a bold experiment, a universal healthcare system that covers every citizen, rich or poor. The result? Some of the best medical care on the planet at a fraction of the cost seen in many Western countries. For just a small monthly fee, people in Taiwan can visit doctors, get surgeries, and even major treatments without going into debt. Hospitals are modern, efficient, and high-tech. Waiting times are short. And everything is linked through a smart card system that stores patient records, making visits faster and smoother. The system combines public funding with private service, creating a model that other countries now study. In global rankings, Taiwan's healthcare often beats countries like the US and UK. It's not just good, it's revolutionary. Quietly, Taiwan has built a system that proves quality healthcare is possible for all. Number 8. The food paradise that conquered Asia. Taiwan is a small island with a big appetite, and its food has taken Asia by storm. From sizzling street stalls to night markets that never sleep, Taiwan is a true food paradise. It's where ancient Chinese flavors meet Japanese touches, local island ingredients, and creative modern twists. Every bite tells a story. Beef noodle soup, crispy scallion pancakes, juicy pork buns, and stinky tofu, yes, even that, have become beloved across Asia. And let's not forget bubble tea, Taiwan's most famous gift to the world, now sipped everywhere from Seoul to Singapore. What makes Taiwan's food so special isn't just the taste, it's the spirit. Dishes are affordable, generous, and made with care. Food here brings people together, in markets, in homes, and on every street corner. In Taiwan, eating isn't just a daily routine. It's a celebration. A journey. A delicious tradition that's winning hearts far beyond its shores. Number 9. Environmental innovation on a crowded island. Taiwan is one of the most densely populated places on Earth, but that hasn't stopped it from becoming a surprising leader in environmental innovation. With limited land and natural resources, the island had to think smart. And it did. Taiwan turned trash into treasure. Its recycling system is so advanced that over 50% of waste is reused, one of the highest rates in the world. Garbage trucks even play music like ice cream vans, reminding people to bring their sorted trash outside. The island is also pushing for green energy, building offshore wind farms, promoting electric scooters, and creating eco-friendly cities. Rooftop solar panels are becoming more common, and mountains once threatened by development are now being protected. Despite the pressure of urban life, Taiwan proves that even a small, crowded island can lead the way in saving the planet, with clever ideas, public support, and a lot of heart. Number 10. The geopolitical flashpoint that could change everything. Taiwan may be small, but it sits at the center of one of the world's most dangerous power struggles. Just 180 kilometers from mainland China, this island is a democratic, high-tech nation, and China sees it as a breakaway province that must one day return. But Taiwan has its own government, military, and identity. It holds free elections and stands as one of Asia's strongest democracies. The world watches closely, because if conflict ever breaks out over Taiwan, it could pull in global powers like the US, Japan, and others. Why? Because Taiwan controls critical trade routes and produces the world's most advanced computer chips, the technology that runs everything from smartphones to fighter jets. A crisis here wouldn't just shake Asia, it could rattle the entire world economy. Taiwan is more than just an island. It's a geopolitical flashpoint that could decide the future of global peace.